Head Aura for the French Ministry of Magic, a curse breaker for Gringotts, the captain of the Japanese national Quidditch team. Those are just a few of the high-ranking members of Wizarding Society Gareth named as the members of the Unforgivable. What? Ministries around the world have agreed to issue warrants for the rest of everyone Gareth named as members. Wait, you're showing your hand. Why would you do that? Gareth suspected that the person currently claiming to be the Unforgivable's leader is actually another member using Polyjuice Potion to assume his identity. So not only is the current Theus not Theus, but the one who's supposed to be Theus isn't either. Gareth had a theory that only the wizard who originally cast the Foundable spell, in other words, Grim, bring back Grim. I said it in the last video. Penelope though. Penelope. They have to bring in Grim now. They have to bring in Grim. Grim has to show up in the story now. We know where Penelope is. Grim needs to make an appearance now. I don't understand Grim at all. If he has the power to end the Calamity, why hasn't he already? And if he wants our help, as his notes suggest, why will he tell us where he is and what's going on? Yo, this is your boy James over at XpectoGO, bringing you guys the latest and greatest in Wizards Unite content. And today, we're here to vlog the brilliant event Into the Fire Part 2. And we are out at my stomping grounds where I grind all the time, Town Point Park, to get the juicy dialogue and find out what's going on with the notes that we got from Gareth after his passing, and try to figure out if we can find Grim to get some answers, maybe stop the Calamity. Penelope is involved, try to find out who Theus actually is, like the whole nine. So hopefully we get a lot of that here. They usually pay off with part 2s of the brilliant events, particularly for the dialogue, so I'm hoping that's the case. So let's go through the opening dialogue right quick for you guys so we can see what's going on. So first we have Harry popping up. I'm afraid I've got some disappointing news on our hunt for the rest of the Unforgivable. None of the locations we raided turned up anything of value. If the Unforgivable were operating out of these places, as Gareth's intel suggested, they'd since abandoned them. Man, they shouldn't have went out there in the first place. Now they show their hand. Now they know. Now the Unforgivable knows that the SOS task force knows where they hide out and where they work out of that. So they shouldn't have done that in the first place, in my opinion. We haven't had much success tracking down any of the people Gareth identified as members of the Unforgivable either. While Auras have detained a few both domestically and abroad, most have managed to elude capture. Rather convenient, is it? Says Hermione, almost as if they were warned about our investigation ahead of time and preemptively went into hiding. Even without Gareth, the Unforgivable still managed to be a step ahead of us. They still got a leak. As long as the Calamity continues, the Statue of Secrecy will be at risk, and the Unforgivable will keep using it to gain power. Since we've reached a bit of an impasse with the Unforgivable, wouldn't it make sense to shift our focus to ending the Calamity instead? You have a point, but if Gareth's theory that only the one who originally cast the Foundable spell can stop the Calamity is correct, that will require finding Grim. You guys already know your boy's been all about Grim and Penelope from the first place. So where we're at right now on the task, your boy's on task 4. I waited for that so we can go over the dialogue here with you guys. So I played through it, earned 7,500 Wizarding XP from Wizarding Challenges, placed 5 brilliant Into the Fire family foundables because you're going to get dialogue there, and the 15 note pieces, we're going to get dialogue from that as well. So yo, we got a lot of foundables right here. This is why this is my grinding spot. We're going to have some fun. We're going to return some foundables. We're going to find out what's going on, and hopefully Grim makes an appearance. So let's go. All right, so we got our first note piece. What do we have dialogue wise? Here we go. Hermione, look, SOS Task Force members found the scrap of parchment after returning a foundable. What a surprise! This must be Grimm's response to the message Harry and I sent. I did not know you guys sent a message. That was fast, wasn't it? I hope that's a sign that Grimm is eager to cooperate. Oh, come on. Alright, so we got our 5th note piece, I believe. We do. Alright, so we should have dialogue. Here we go. Constance again. I've got some good news and some bad news, Hermione. The good news is that Grimm got your notes. The bad news is I don't think he's going to help us. Why? What did he say? That he's sorry, but he can't stop the calamity or disclose his location. The sorry suggests that he's made this decision reluctantly. Did he elaborate at all? No, but it looks like we're still missing about half the note. Perhaps he's included an explanation there. Alright, so we have the 10th note piece, so we should have, boom, dialogue. It's no wonder Grimm refused our request. According to this, someone is holding Penelope hostage. They're threatening to harm her should Grimm end the calamity. Gareth warned us that someone was looking for Penelope. He hoped we would find her first. Unfortunately, I realized that she was sealed in a portrait on his desk too late. By the time I got there, Penelope was already gone. You suspect the one who's extorting Grimm and the he who abducted Penelope are one and the same. It has to be. It's also safe to assume the culprit is someone within the Unforgivable who wants to use the calamity. It could be also in the SOS Task Force. What are we going to do, Hermione? We can't ask Grimm to sacrifice his wife for the greater good. Even if we could, I doubt he'd listen. So Grimm has connected with them. So Grimm's already talked to the guy, to Theus, I'm assuming. Yo, what did they roar? Alright, so we have done everything on task 4 except the place images task. We're going to do that right now because it's going to give us some dialogue. Mr. Diggory, Constance, I heard St. Mungo's has begun their trial study into serious blood malediction. I know there's no guarantee they'll be able to do anything for her, but I'm happy she's getting the attention and care she needs. Harry, me too. I visited her shortly after Gareth died, fully expecting her to hate me for my role in her father's death, but she didn't. She even thanked me. She sounds like a lovely woman. She is. I don't condone the things Gareth did, but after meeting her, I understand why he went to such lengths to get her help. Now we're feeling sorry for Gareth. Harry, I've already fulfilled the terms of my unbreakable vow, but I fully intend to see Sirius' care through to the end, whatever that may be. Okay. Next up, the canon. Probably Ron. Harry, why the long face, Hermione? We finally got a lead on ending the calamity. We're making progress towards stopping the Unforgivable, and almost all of Ron's memories through our 4th year at Hogwarts have returned. Yes, but Ron's recovery is contingent on the calamity continuing. What? Our surges, as well intended as they may be, still endanger the statute of secrecy and the public. How long can we realistically and responsibly carry on like this? So that's what got you so down. You're worried we'll soon have to decide between ending the calamity and restoring the rest of Ron's memories, aren't you? Stop with Ron's memories. I understand Hermione, but still, nobody cares about Ron's memories. I know what the right thing to do is, but when the time comes, I'm not confident I'll be able to go through with it. I'm okay with Ron's memories not being restored, but Hermione apparently isn't, as a good spouse would be. Hermione, Harry, take a look at the passage in Garrett's journal about the Unforgivable's leader. What do you make of it? Here we go. Whoever is masquerading himself as Thea seems to know what we want before we realize it ourselves. To them, nothing is sacred, not even the mind. Sounds as though Gareth suspects that this theist could be a legitimate, doesn't it? Yes, it certainly does. If true, does not bode well for our ability to take them by surprise. So that could explain why they've been ahead of them in regards to their plans, the Unforgivable at least, ahead of the SOS task force. I still think somebody's in the ministry, though. I still think it's someone in the SOS task force, or at least in the Ministry of Magic. Here comes Ron. Harry, I'm sorry for suspecting that you cheated your way into the Triwizard Tournament. It shouldn't have taken a Hungarian hotel to make me realize that you would never put your own name into the Goblet of Fire. Did you put your name into the Goblet of Fire? It's alright, Ron. It was a long time ago. I'm not mad anymore. Well, I am, at myself. How could I think so badly of my best mate? You had a moment, says Harry. Merlin knows I've had my share of them. But you believed me when it mattered most. You spread the truth about what happened to Cedric. That's what really counts. Here we go. This is probably Ron too. No, Constance. I know finding Grim was sort of my idea, but where do we even start? Gareth had apparently been searching for Grim ever since Grim cast a foundable spell, and he still couldn't figure out where Grim had gone. Harry and I are attempting to use the Calamity to reach out to Grim, though I'm not confident he'll respond back. You know as well as I do how reluctant he's been to divulge information. So is Gareth, but we managed to get through to him in the end. We'll just have to convince Grim that we're people he can trust. Okay, so Constance's idea was to find Grim to stop the Calamity. The Unforgivable want the Calamity still going. Don't want Grim to stop it. Is that clear, Constance? If she wants to stop the Calamity? Does that not clear Constance and mean Constance just wants Grim, if she's part of the Unforgivable, so she can take out the loose end, which is Grim, get rid of Penelope, and keep the Calamity up forever? Let's get to the final dialogue first. I'm already thinking. Here we go. Here comes Hermione. If Grim is telling the truth and the Unforgivable really are holding Penelope captive, then I doubt we'll have much success convincing him to stop the Calamity. Harry, we're running into a similar problem with a few members of the Unforgivable we've managed to find and detain. Like Gareth, they've all made unbreakable vows to protect the Cabal's secret. Even if they were willing to talk, they'd likely die before revealing anything of value. Say what you want about the Unforgivable, but they certainly know how to cover their goalposts. Grim is our best bet for containing both the Calamity and the Unforgivable. We have to get him to cooperate. Then we only have one option. We have to find a rescue. Penelope, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. So we're gonna rescue Penelope. We're gonna rescue Penelope. I'm telling you, I'm going to cry. I'm going to cry if when I read the dialogue between Grim and Penelope. That they say, or even if they save Penelope, I'm going to cry. I've been wanting this for so long, since day one, man. I never cared about Gareth. I never cared about Constance. I don't care about the Unforgivable. I just want Penelope and Grimm back together. So we gotta save Penelope from Theus in order to get answers. The fact that they think Theus is a legitimate, so if we think somebody within the department of in the Ministry of Magic as part of the SOS task force, I gotta go through the list and see who's a legitimate. We're gonna save Penelope. Let's go, man.